Welcome to the class, everyone. Hope you're well this week. Today we'll actually switch things up and start standing at the top of your mat. I'll be in the center just to face you. We'll warm up a little more dynamically today, because today we'll try to build a little strength in our balance muscles and strengthen our foundation. So strengthening the quads and the back of the legs along the hamstring, just so you feel a nice groundedness and the ability to do a lot of activities throughout your day with good stability, um, and much less risk of injury when you have good foundation and balance. So find your way to the top of the mat, feet together or just apart, in a balanced standing position, Tadasana. Start to warm up the breath, inhaling the hands overhead, opening through the chest, exhaling the hands down. Couple more like this. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. And now we'll keep warming up the breath, but also the legs and ankle joints by inhaling the arms up next to the ear and bending into the knees, into chair pose, and exhaling, straighten. Inhale up. Exhale, straighten. You can adjust your feet if that's a challenge with your feet together. You can have them hips width apart or adjust to your liking. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and hold for another round of breath. Another inhale and exhale to the top. Hands back by the side. Feet together. Inhale the arms up. Interlace the fingers at the top and flip the palms towards the sky. Another round of breath here. On your next inhale, re-extend through the hands and spine. And exhale over to the right, opening up your left side body. With another round of breath here. Breathing into the left side body, expanding the ribs. Exhaling to the top. Another round of breath here. With your next inhale, re-extend through the hands, extending through the spine as well, and exhale over to the left, and taking a nice deep inhale onto the right side body and ribs. And exhale back to the center. Drop your hands to the side. Inhale the hands overhead again. And exhale into the first forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, press your hands into your shins and halfway lift, extending through the spine. And exhale, step your right foot back into a low lunge. Inhaling the arms up. And exhaling your hands down. And then pivot your right foot so it's facing the back now. And then bring your left foot out, straightening the leg. And we'll flow in and out of opposite sides of gate pose. So first, bring your right hand down, left arm up to the sky, or towards the back of the mat if you can. And on your next inhale, come up and over to the left, opening up the right side body. Exhale back over to the right, bring the left arm overhead. Inhale up. And I guess I should have said before, if you have sensitive knees, pause now and place it under the knee that you're putting pressure on. But definitely set that up before we go in to the other side when we switch knees. Exhale, bring your left arm overhead. Inhale back up to neutral. Repivot your front foot and back knee into low lunge. Take another inhale here. And then exhale, roll your hips and weight back to straighten through the front leg. Into half splits, half Hanuman Asana. Flexing through your front heel. If you're active in that heel, you'll get a deeper stretch along the back of the leg. Pull your weight back forward. Lift your back knee off the ground. And then start to rock your weight forward and back. Then on your next pulse, try to bring your weight into the front knee and step up to the top. Coming into forward fold again. Can have a generous bend of the knees as we are just warming up the hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, the hands high overhead. And exhale to the heart center. And then release the hands back down to the side. On your next inhale, bend into the knees. Inhaling the hands high overhead. Exhale, hinge from your hips with this extended spine into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, pressing into the ground or your shins. And exhale, place your hands toward the ground and step your left foot back this time into low lunge. Finding roughly knee to heel alignment in the front leg and adjusting the back knee to your liking, but you will get a deeper opening in your groin and your psoas muscle if you work towards bringing your knee a little bit further back, increasing the opening and the gate between both legs. When you've found your balance and alignment, inhale your arms up next to the ears, opening the chest. Exhale, maybe sink a little further if you can. And on your next exhale, bring the hands back down. Pivot your left foot towards the back. Straighten the right leg out to the side. Find gate pose, remembering to place a blanket or some sort of padding under your knee if there's a lot of pressure there for you. Inhale here. And on your exhale, place the left hand down to the side and bring your right arm overhead or over to the left for a deeper side body opening if you can. Trying not to hunch towards the front, working actively. Draw your arm back to keep the chest open and the spine from hunching. Next, inhale, come up using some strength in your core to support the spine. And open up over to the right. Exhale back to the left. Inhale up and over to the right. Drawing your breath into the left side body. Exhale again over to the left. Inhale up and over to the right. Exhale, release back to neutral. Place your hands down and pivot your foot and back knee towards the front again. And when you're square to the front again, lift your back knee off the ground and start to rock forward and back a little. Opening up the groin and also gently stretching the fascia, foot arches. And then on one of your next pulses forward, try to bring your weight into the front knee and step up to a forward fold, challenging your balance a little. Generous bend in the knees if your legs are still warming up. And here, clasp opposite elbows just to gently help yourself pull deeper down to a relaxing forward fold. Drawing your breath, each inhale into the upper back, feeling your whole back body rise and fall with each breath. Last, and slowly start to roll up to the top. Your head and upper neck last to uncoil into a tall Tadasana, resting for a moment before we go into a couple rounds of sun salutation with a few variations. And now, on your next inhale, bend slightly into the knees, bring the hands overhead. Maybe a slight back bend here, focusing the bend from the thoracic region and not your hips. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back, finding a high lunge. Your feet gated, hips width apart, and knee to heel alignment in the front, or roughly there. And then inhale the arms up next to the ears. Taking a few deep, controlled breaths. In and out through the nose. And then from here, pivot your right foot so it's in a 90-degree angle with the front foot, with the heels roughly aligned. And then rebend back into your left knee. Find knee to heel alignment. Activating your glutes to help keep your front knee from caving in. And finding a nice straight line between both arms. And then gaze out to the front. Next inhale, slide your right hand down the back leg. Open up through the left. And exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the front. Working your left foot back to a tabletop or a plank for a moment. And slowly lowering knees, chest, and chin to the ground. Setting up for Cobra, Bhujang Asana. And with your hands just to the side of your chest. Inhale, press into the hands, lifting the chest off the ground. Hugging your elbows in and shoulder blades towards each other on the back. Keeping your shoulders rolled back and down so you're not shrugging up. Exhale down and press up through tabletop or plank. And then press away into the hands to press your hips back up. Finding a loose downward dog since it's our first. And move around, walking the dog a bit. Remembering to stay active in all pressure points of your fingers and pressing away the mat. Working towards pressing more of your weight towards the bottom half of your body. Now gaze forward And start to work your right foot towards the top of the mat or high lunge on the opposite side. And when you found your alignment, balance, inhale the arms up next to the ears. And then pivot your back foot, finding warrior two, heel to heel alignment, knee to heel alignment, active in the glutes. Straight line between both arms. Finding a fixed gazing point over the right hand. Next inhale, slide the left hand down the back, opening up the right side body. Exhale your hands to heart center and square your hips back to the front, bringing your weight into the front knee. And take one smooth or not so smooth step to the top of the mat, finding Tadasana again. Tall standing, balanced position. And again, inhale, slightly bend into the knees. Exhale the hands overhead. Light back bend here from your thoracic region, mid upper spine area and chest. And exhale, forward fold, hinging from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back again. This time into warrior one. So setting up like high lunge, but then dropping your foot all the way to the ground at roughly a 45-degree angle. And inhaling up, still again, knee to heel alignment in the front. From here, I'm going to flow in and out of a forward fold to the inner side of the front thigh. And for this, you can either just have your hands on your hips, or if you're able to, interlace your fingers behind the back. And on an inhale, open up through the chest and draw your hands down. And exhale, forward fold, keeping the integrity of the position of both legs as you're folding. Inhale up. Exhale down. Folding to the degree of your ability. Inhale up. And one more time, forward fold. And here, gently release the bind of your hands. Place your hands back down. And work your left foot back to tabletop or plank. And lower knees, chest, and chin to the ground. Inhaling back up into cobra. Exhaling down. and pressing up through tabletop or plank and into downward dog. Feet hips width apart or further. Pressing actively away into the mat and the fingers. Press more of your weight down into the heels. And open up your chest further. And now gaze forward and work your right foot to the top of the mat. And then drop your left foot to the ground. Coming into Warrior One. Try to re-square your hips toward the front. And inhale the arms up next to the ear. Actively pressing down in all four corners of your feet. A lot of times the back heel might want to lift, but try to actively press back down. Sometimes you have to be a little active in your back thigh. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, press the palms together and draw the hands down the back of the leg. And exhale, forward fold to the inside of the front thigh. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And gently release your hands back down toward the ground. Work your right foot back to the mat. This time finding tabletop. And bringing your knees wide to the side of the mat and your feet together. Coming back into child's pose. Just to find some nice rest in the middle of practice. To recenter on the breath and relax the muscles after the warming practice of sun salutation. Closing your eyes and resting. Several deep breaths. And to be aware if it feels like your breath has expanded and opened up just this beginning of practice. And if you feel that, might cement the realization that anytime you want to breathe better or be more relaxed, all it takes is a few rounds of sun salutation, beginning of your day or whenever you need it, just to find a moment of healthy relaxation. Now press your hips back up, coming into plank, and then press your hips back and up again into downward dog. And then gaze forward and just tiptoe to the top of the mat, forward fold. And then while you're here, interlace your fingers and bring them to the base of your skull. And don't pull, but just gently drop the weight of your arms into the back of your head. Feel a nice release in your upper spine. And then gently release the hands. And just raising by each vertebra. Slowly roll up, boiling snake of a spine. Set up for one last leg strengthening pose. These will be sort of like warrior three rows with the breath. So for this, on each inhale, we'll be leaning our weight forward. First on the left foot, and just watch me first. On an inhale, you'll start to lean forward and raise your back right leg, trying to keep from flaring your hip open as much as you want. As much as you can, you want to keep your hip squared to the ground. And if possible, inhale your arms up to the side. But if it helps your balance being more towards the heart center, that's fine as well. So we'll be inhaling here and exhaling back here, really strengthening the balance muscles of the ankle and the hamstring. And a thing to remember as you come into the position is to not have your leg locked. You want to have an athletic bend in your knee. That way you're using more of your muscles and also the weight isn't on your knee joints in an unhealthy way. And we'll try to do 10 on each side, but if that's too much for you, just do 5 or so, and then any sort of healthy movements as people are finishing up their round. So when you're ready, come to a balanced standing position at the top of the mat. On your next inhale, bring your balance onto the left foot, bend in the knee a touch. Inhale the right leg up, arms to the side. Exhale to the center. Inhale back and up. Exhale to the center. And if I'm moving too fast for you, feel free to do it at your own pace. We'll have a pause in between sides just so everyone can catch up. Inhale back and up. 3. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. And rest at the top for a moment. Taking a moment to roll out the left ankle Remember, it's totally fine if your leg is not coming up straight in line with your hips. Even if you're just able to lift there, you're still working all your balance muscles. So, but if you keep doing this week to week, you can watch yourself and try to make more progress each week. And now setting up for the right side bounce. Next inhale, lean your weight forward, bend into the right knee just slightly, lifting your arms to the side and your left leg to the back. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale to the front. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. Last one. Great work. 10. And exhale. Relax at the top. Ooh, shake out your right leg. Maybe roll your ankle a bit. Any way you want to make your way to the ground is fine. You want to try to challenge yourself working towards a squat. See how far down you can get into a yogi squat. Balasana. Feet to the side of the mats. But it's fine to just make your way to sitting any way you want. Sitting up with the knees bent as such. And then from here, slowly start to roll your torso back till you feel your abs engage. And here you can use your hands for support and lift your feet off the ground, staying there if that's as far as you can go into boat pose, or challenge your abs and balance further by from there releasing hands off the ground as well, but using some support if you feel any compression in your lower back at any time. Finding your strength and balance here on your tailbone. And gently, slowly release all the way to laying. Coming down onto your back. Rest the abs for a moment. And lift your hands all the way overhead on an inhale. Deep breath in and reach to stretch out the abs. Exhale your hands back to the side. And then draw both feet in, the soles of the feet touching each other in a reclined butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. And hands down by the side, palms facing the ground for support. And we'll do 5 pulses here, up and down with the hips. When we pulse up, you can watch here. Try to keep your glutes engaged, support the spine, and it also helps keep your knees from closing. You want to keep your legs and groin nice and open. This will open the groin and strengthen the back of the body. Inhale up, activate the glutes and press the hips up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. Very nice work. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, last one, and hold if you want to challenge yourself. Find a rest if you need it. And exhale down to the ground. Slide your feet back out to relax the glutes again. Closing your eyes and inhaling the arms overhead again. Reaching and stretching through the body, full body stretch. Exhale the hands back down to the side. And then draw your knees up to hover over the hips. Hands in a T out to the side with the palms facing the ground. And then if you can, roll back for a second to readjust the hips just slightly to the right. And using some support in your hands and activating your core, start to release your knees over to the left for a spinal twist. Gently helping yourself into the position if you want to by placing your left hand on the right knee. Then if your neck is comfortable, completing the full twist by gazing over to the right hand. Coming back to your breath. Deep and relaxing here. Deep into the abdomen, as well as the chest. It's a spinal twist, but also a nice way to open the chest. Shouldn't be my hold there. Your next exhale, release both hands back to the ground. Strengthen through your core a little bit. Lift back to the center. This time, readjust your hips slightly over to the left. Stability, release your knees over to the right. Release your hands back to the ground, pressing into the earth to support yourself. And lift slowly back to the center. And release your legs down, feet to the corners of the mat. As we come to close the practice, before we come all the way into Shavasana, inhale the hands overhead, touching the palms in prayer, to give a moment of gratitude and thanks to your God, if you have one, or any of the higher teachers in life. Draw your prayer hands down towards your heart. Moment of gratitude for yourself and the unique, beautiful person you are. And release your hands down for your palms to touch the earth, giving a moment of gratitude for Mother Earth. And when you're ready, flipping the palms and finding Shavasana. And a straight position in your spine, something you could hold for several minutes of deep relaxation. Here, I'll leave you. Close the practice, staying in Shavasana for as long as you please. Namaste. Have a peaceful week.